The United Kingdom has launched another migration route. The lucky thing here is that you don't even need any specific qualification, you don't even need any educational background. And here is another good news. The IELTS test is not even required. I know this sounds interesting to you, so please watch this video to the end.
Nurse Queen.
Hello friends and families, welcome back to my YouTube channel and thank you so much for tuning in again. Okay guys, I know this particular video is going to be so long, but please believe you me, it is worth watching. If you follow all the procedures I will list in this video, and if you use all the links I use in this video, trust me, you're going to find yourself in the United Kingdom. And before I make this video, I would like to give a disclaimer. I am not an immigration officer. I am not a traveling agent. I just found these information useful, and out of my own personal research, I had these informations. And of course, I have people who have gone through the same procedure and they are now in the United Kingdom. Please don't pay any money to anyone to do this for you. Do this on your own, following all the links I will provide in this video, following all the procedures I will list in this video, and of course, you will be granted your visa, and then you can now see how you can change or transform your own life. In this particular video, I'm going to take you guys through all the process, all the steps. So please do not miss any section of this video, because every piece of this video has so much important information, which of course I wouldn't advise you to miss it. Oh my god, I'm so sorry guys, I'm so sorry. Please, before I make this video, I want to say a very big thank you to all my subscribers, both old and new. You guys are the real G's. Like, I'm so happy to have you all in this particular platform. This particular platform is actually growing, and I'm so grateful to God for bringing me this far. Please, if you're watching this video and you have still not subscribed, I don't know what you're waiting for. Maybe you just need like an extra shout outs before you subscribe. Please subscribe to this channel, because we have a lot of things that we're going to talk about on this particular platform. Let me give you some few tips on what we talk about on this particular platform. Like, if for example you just found yourself here new and you're wondering, okay, who is this girl, like what is she and what is she talking about? Okay, my name for starters is Nurse Queen, and on this particular platform we talk about nursing, health, lifestyle, beauty, fashion, vlog. I also give migration tips. I also talk about migration and living abroad. And for those who need information, more information on how to carry on the immigration process, I do have information for them that is like based on my own personal research. Like I said earlier, I am not an immigration officer, or I don't issue visa, or I'm not even an agent making visa for people. So please subscribe to this channel, because this research are 99.99% accurate. So the remaining 0.111% inaccurate is for the immigration to decide. And I do, of course, share my videos with supportive links, supportive website for those who would like to do further research. So please consider subscribing. So this is how I'm going to divide this particular video. First, I'll talk about the visa type and what this visa type entails. Then I'll talk about the duration, like everything you need to know about this particular visa type. Then I will talk about the benefits of this particular visa. I will talk about the pros and the cons of this particular visa. I will move on to the eligibility, like what you need to have in order to apply for this particular visa. I will now move over to the application. So I'll talk about the application procedure, the application fee, any other requirement that you need to know, like concerning expenditure if you have to follow up this visa type. And last but not the least, I am going to provide several companies and organizations through which you can apply. Like, there are many of them. I have many on my list. And as you watch this video, subscribe, because if not, that simply means you just stole from me. So what is this visa type? This visa type is simply the charity worker visa, or let me say the temporary worker visa. This particular visa type was launched by the government of the United Kingdom, and this is a supportive statement on everything they said about this particular visa. You can actually get more information from this link I'm going to drop here, and also make sure you check the description box below, because I have dropped all the necessary links you need to use in this particular procedure. This charity worker visa was actually launched by the government of the United Kingdom to all foreigners who are interested in moving into the United Kingdom for a short period of time in order to do unpaid voluntary work in charity organizations. Though they said for a short period of time and also unpaid voluntary work, in this particular video, I'm going to give you guys a trick on how you can actually stay longer by extending your visa, and also on how you can earn money while living in the country. And with this particular visa type, you can travel with your family. I'm talking about your spouse and your children. So this is something which you should already take into consideration. As you're watching this video, please hold your pen on your paper and jot everything I'm saying here. Okay, let's move over to the benefits of this particular visa. Okay, please let me start with the disadvantages of this particular visa type. There are 3 major disadvantages, and there are lots and lots and lots of advantages. The first disadvantage of this particular visa type is that you are not entitled to receive any public fund, like any help from any government organization. You are not entitled to receive any public fund. That is the first disadvantage. The second disadvantage, you cannot take any permanent work. Third disadvantage is that you are not supposed to receive payment for work. Okay, let's get to the advantages of this particular visa type. You can switch your visa while still living in the United Kingdom. You can switch your visa while still living in the United Kingdom, which simply means if you find a job with a Tier 2 company, and of course you get your sponsorship and this company accepts to sponsor you, before your visa expires, this company provides you with a letter of sponsorship, or let me say a certificate of sponsorship. You can use this company certificate of sponsorship, go to the immigration office and get a Tier 2 visa, because you are now having contract with a Tier 2 company. I hope this is clear. So if, for example, you get your visa, normally the visa is 12 months, and before the 12 months this visa has to expire, you get a job with a Tier 2 company, and this Tier 2 company, for example, they fall under the shortage occupation list, and you apply with them and they give you a certificate of sponsorship. With this certificate of sponsorship, you can go to the immigration office and change your visa from a Tier 5 visa, which is this charity worker visa, to a Tier 2 visa under skilled worker visa. That is first an advantage. The second benefit is that you can, of course, move to the United Kingdom with your family. So I'm talking about your children and your spouse. And this brings us to the third benefit, which is your spouse is allowed to work, which simply means your spouse can actually take a full-time job, and this will cover you up because you are not entitled to take a full-time job. And this, of course, will cover you up with your own expenses and with your own cost of living. I hope that makes sense. The fourth benefit is that you can study while working. So if, for example, you've always dreamt of studying a particular course in the United Kingdom, now is the time. Maybe you have been struggling with the visa procedure and you haven't been getting any answer or any positive answer. Let's go to the fifth benefits. You can take a second job, and this second job should be at the same sector and also at the same level as your main job. Let me break this down up for you all. If, for example, the voluntary company, or let me say the voluntary organization that sponsors your charity worker visa, took you under maybe carer, or to come and take care of old people or disabled people, the only second job you are allowed to take should fall under the same category. So you should be either taking care of old people or taking care of disabled people. Nothing more, nothing less. And then that brings us to another benefit. This company that you've gotten the second job, you are allowed to work 20 hours per week, and of course they are supposed to pay you, so you are allowed to take payment from them. The only place you are not allowed to take payment is from the first job. And that brings me now to the point that with the first job, since you don't earn any salary, there are some companies that can compensate you. It's not a must. So they are saying that they can maybe compensate you with maybe feeding or maybe accommodation, but you are not allowed to take payment. So maybe they can give you like free food, or maybe they can give you like a free dormitory, which not every organization will provide. The next benefit is that you are allowed to get a job under the skilled worker shortage occupations list. I'm talking about nurses and carers. If you get to the United Kingdom, do your best to get a job, to grab an opportunity to work with a Tier 2 company that offers you a certificate of sponsorship as a nurse or as a carer. And with this, of course, you can extend your visa and stay in the United Kingdom longer than your stipulated visa duration. Who is eligible? Which document are you supposed to provide in order to qualify for this particular charity worker visa? 1, you should be above 18 years of age. 2, you should be in possession of an international passport. 3, you are supposed to have a job offer, and this job offer should come from a charity organization, or let me say from any organization that is entitled to offer you a certificate of sponsorship. Mind you, not every charity organization is licensed or is eligible to offer you a certificate of sponsorship. So please check with every organization and make sure they are licensed company and they are capable to give you a certificate of sponsorship which will carry you and your family, or just carry you alone, to the United Kingdom. So this company should be licensed. Make sure you check that out as well. The 4th, you are supposed to provide a TB, or let me say a tuberculosis test result. Not every country, of course, is supposed to provide this, but what I know is that most African countries, they do need it. If you are not sure about proving this tuberculosis test result, to be on a safe side, just make it, because I don't think it will really cost you that much amount of money. Just do it to be on a safe side. The 5th requirement is that you are supposed to show proof of funds. I will also show you the fees and all the expenditure involved in this particular procedure. There is a but. If the company, or let me say the organization, or let me say the charity organization that offered you your certificate of sponsorship, if they are willing to support you with your financial needs, they are supposed to indicate that in your certificate of sponsorship. In this case, your expenditure will be ruled out. Let's move now to the application procedure, application fee, and all the expenses. I feel like I'm talking too much without you guys seeing it in person. So I'm going to display everything on the screen for you all to follow up, so that I don't need to be talking and they have to repeat everything again. I'm going to display everything on the screen for you all to see how the application works, application fee, all the hidden expenditures with this particular charity worker visa. I'll also talk about the duration of this procedure, how long it takes. Let's start off by checking where you can find all these informations. So this is a website I've displayed on the screen. I'm also going to drop the link in the description box below. So let's go through together. So from the overview, you're going to see that it is a temporary work visa, and you're going to work as an unpaid voluntary worker for a charity organization. Now, before you get this visa, you have to apply for the visa 3 months before your due date to start to work in the UK. So a part of your application, you have to show you proof of your identity. So please make sure you read through everything, because everything in this particular website is in detailed form. So now I'm talking about taking a decision about your particular visa application. They say if you're outside the UK, it will take approximately 3 weeks, and if you're inside the UK, it will take approximately 8 weeks. An important point here to note is that if you're going in for your appointment, you can actually pay, or you are able to pay for a faster decision. Now let's move over to the cost. This particular topic about cost is actually divided into 3 main sections. So we have the application fee, the healthcare fee, and then proof of financial savings. Let's first of all start with the application fee. So the application fee is actually £259, and it doesn't matter if you're applying from inside the UK or you're applying from outside the UK. And this amount of £259 is per person. So if you're applying for 3 persons, it's this amount times 3. The next one is going to be your healthcare fee. So I'm going to check on this calculation. Now for this particular calculation, this is how you can check it out. So they are asking you if you're applying alone, or maybe you're applying with a dependent, or maybe you're applying to join someone in the UK. So these are 3 different sections. So from there, they're going to tell you exactly how much your total healthcare fee is going to be. But it is usually 624 pounds per year. This amount of course vary from persons to person, so it depends on what you choose from one of those three which I showed you. And of course also if you're applying for 2 or more persons, so the amount is going to change. Now for this particular personal savings, like proof of savings, I'm going to come into details as we go along in this video. So they say how long you can stay. You can stay for up to 12 months, and then they say you can stay actually like after these 12 months you can stay for another 14 days. And also you can get into the UK, or let me say you can travel into the UK 14 days before the start of your job, which means in total you have 12 months plus 14 days before the start of your job and plus 14 days after, and that is like a plus of 28 days. And of course you can use this time to do a lot of things. Let's move on to what you can do and what you cannot do. Actually, I have talked about this earlier in this video, where I did mention the advantages and the disadvantages of this particular visa route. So let's move over to the eligibility. Now, to be eligible, what do you need? What do you have to be in possession of? So the first thing is that you're supposed to have a certificate of sponsorship with a reference number from your UK sponsor. And then now they are talking about this financial support, or let me say proof of income. So you're supposed to have at least 1,270 pounds in your account, and this can be an exception if your sponsor actually did indicate that they are going to sponsor you, and you should be above the age of 18 years. So that is actually the eligibility. For those who don't know what a certificate of sponsorship is, so I'm going to give a detailed description, or let me say detailed definition. It is actually a unique reference number that holds important information on your job description, your personal information, your personal details, working hours, and of course this certificate has to be issued by an organization that, or let me say by a company that is being recognized by the United Kingdom, and they are being licensed. So please take note of this. Talking about the financial support, or let me say the amount you're supposed to have in your bank account, it should be at least an amount of 1,270 pounds, and this amount must have been in your account for the past 28 days in a row, and at least 31 days before the day you're applying for this particular visa. Moving over to the documents you must provide. So the first thing is your certificate of sponsorship, and this has to be given to you by your employer. The second is supposed to be your passport, and then you're supposed to show the evidence, or you're supposed to show proof of financial support, unless you fall under the exception rule which I mentioned earlier. You're also supposed to prove your relationship. If maybe you're taking family members along, you're supposed to show a TB test. And then of course you're supposed to have at least 2 blank pages in your passport. And please endeavor to translate all your documents in English. So if you have documents in other languages, endeavor to translate them into English. So now let's go now to the application. If you're applying outside the UK, there is a procedure you're supposed to follow. You're going to do an identification check, and that is like providing your fingerprint and the photograph, and this can be taken at the visa application center. And also you're going to get a biometric resident permit. So try to check all of this out in details. If you actually applied for your visa through a visa application center, you can also try to find out if you can pay for a faster decision. And of course, this depends on where you are applying from. So try to also check out this extra link which you are seeing on the screen. To be on the safe side before applying for this particular visa type, make sure you read the full guide. Moving over to visa extension. So before you extend your visa, also make sure you read the full guide of the visa extension procedure. But of course, you have to extend your visa before your current visa expires. You must continue to meet the eligibility rules, and you must be in the UK in order to extend your visa. So do not travel out of the UK. For the fees, do well to check this link out. So this is a full guide I was talking about that you have to read. And for this extension, you can actually do it online. And also please take note, if you're extending for your partner and for your children, you need to make a separate application for the extension. They can either apply at the same time as you apply, or they can apply at any other time but before their current visa expires. Now, these are just like some additional points which I think I have mentioned this particular point earlier in this video. The decision of your extension will be out within 8 weeks. You may be able to pay an extra fee for a faster decision. You will be told if or when you apply, if you're eligible for this. If not, then of course you have to wait for the 8 weeks. Let's move over to the more exciting part. So your partner and your children can join you, or they can stay with you in the UK as your dependent. That is if they are eligible. So in other words, if your application is successful, their visa will end on the same day as yours. Here is a list of those who are considered as your dependent and their eligibility. And also note that you are supposed to prove evidence of your relationship when you are applying for your partner or your child or your children. Before including anyone as your partner, make sure you must have been married and you must have lived together for at least 2 years. Now going over to your children, if your children, or let me say your child, is 16 or over, they must live with you unless they are in a full-time school, or let me say a dormitory school, college or university. They must not be married, and of course they must be financially supported by you. So please take this all into consideration. You also need to provide supportive documents like their driving license, their credit cards, or any form of registration document or any official letter from any school or university. As promised earlier in this video to talk about finance in details, so here we go. So for your partner, actually you're supposed to show a proof of fund of £285, and for your first child is going to be £315, and for each additional child is going to be £200. So that is to say, for your partner and your first child is going to be a total of £600, and for each additional child it should be an amount of £200 extra. So let's take, for example, you want to bring your partner and one child. It's going to be £600, for example. And now each additional child is going to be a plus of £200, which would be like £800. And then for you yourself, you are supposed to show a proof of £1,270. So that is actually the amount you're supposed to have in your account to prove as fund. And do not forget that you must have had this money for at least 28 days in a row in your account, and between 28 days to 31 days before applying for your visa. One good news is that your employer can cover your family's costs during the first month in the UK, but they have to confirm this in your certificate of sponsorship. So if you're lucky and this is being covered for you, then thank your stars. And also the proof of your identity, this is also very important. So these points are all points which I think I have already covered at the earlier section of this video. So please do your best to check this link out. This link has every information you need. And please also do not pay money to anyone. From this particular procedure, from this link and from this explanation, I believe you can do anything on your own without actually paying money to anyone, or without actually paying any agency to do this for you. So please do well to check this at your own leisure time and do your own personal research while you carry out this procedure. One thing I would like to mention here, if you have a child in the UK, like if you follow this procedure and you go to the UK and you have a child, the child does not automatically become a British citizen. That means you have to apply for that child's visa as your dependent. Let me now give you the list of organizations through which you can apply. The very first I'm going to talk about is Lee Abbey London. Now, mind you, every organization has its own application procedure. They have their own application form and they have their own requirement. So please do well to check all of these organizations, because I'm going to drop their links in the description box below. So with this particular organization, they said they have some initial questions. So you have to fill all these, or let me say, you have to answer all these initial questions, and then you have to save the answers, or let me say you have to save the form after filling everything. So you have to go in step after step and make sure you save each page before going to the next page. The next one which I have this is the Abadan Siranians. Now with these people, they also have their own procedure. So do well to check them out and then check what they offer and what they actually require, so that when compiling your documents, it should actually fit the role in which they are seeking volunteers for. So please do well to check everything out and I'm also going to drop the link in the description box below. Let's move over to LHA London. With LHA London, they say stay for free, make friends, and contribute. I think if they say stay for free, that simply means they're going to provide you with accommodation. That is actually very clear, at least from their first page and from their first impression of reading. It says stay for free, so please do well to apply through them, and on their page you can also have a contact where you can contact them. Let's move over to the next, which is a larger organization in the UK. One thing I like about this particular organization is that they have 2 different visa routes. So please exploit this particular organization, and they are so internationally friendly. So check them out and also try to apply through them. So please do well to check it out. I am seeing here Tier 5 charity worker visa and youth mobility scheme. So please check these 2 out and which one best suits you. The next which I have here is Books to Africa. I have heard so much about this particular organization. I try to make this particular organization a little bit elaborate so that you guys can see all what they offer, like all their benefits for all their volunteers. You have things like free lunch, you have free transportation, you have free training. So there will be varieties of trainings, and which you can do them of course for free. There is voluntary hours, and there is networking, and there is certificate. So please apply through them, because I'm seeing here also available rules for non-UK citizens, and also international volunteer program. That's people who wants to get a Tier 5 charity work visa. So do well to check them out. And they also have here what they say volunteering in Africa. So please check this out. Let's move to the next. The next is going to be the Royal British Legion. So with them, do well to check out their various roles which they are actually offering, and then apply through them. Now we have the Red Cross. With the British Red Cross, it's also another good organization. So please do well to also exploit their website and see what they offer, and of course their vacancies. So for international and for those who are overseas, check out this page and try your luck. Apply, as I always say, and don't relent in your efforts. Let's move over to the Newton. With the Newton, actually I just found a page which actually did display their application form, and which I'm circling now on the screen. So now let's move to another organization, and this organization is a Camfield. So with this Camfield is also another very good organization, and they need volunteer, and so please try your luck also and apply through them. And then I think this is the last one on my list, which is a Cancer Research UK. With the Cancer Research UK also, of course, send your applications, because they actually do employ over 4,000 people from diverse range of backgrounds. So please check them out and check their various jobs opportunities. Thank you all for watching this particular video. I really actually got tired of talking, really, because I've been talking for like ages. And please, if you are not following me yet on my other social media handles, make sure you catch up with your girl, like everywhere. So I'm going to drop my handles in the description box below. And also make sure you check my channel description so that it will take you directly to my handles. Please, I hope you join the family. Make sure you subscribe to this channel, and make sure you share this video, because a lot of people need it. Bye bye.